Hello, welcome to your Tarot and Oracle Pick a Card reading for the month of December 2020. So we've made it to the last month of the year, and I just want to go ahead and wish everybody a happy holiday season and just many blessings for the upcoming year 2021. So for these readings, I'm going to be using the Anna K Tarot, the Universe Has Your Back cards, the Psychic Tarot for the Heart cards, the Lenormand cards, the Isis Oracle cards, and for any additional love messages, I'm using the Romance Angels and the Lovers Oracle cards. I'm also going to be using the Astro Dice for astrological messages at the end of the card readings. Please keep in mind that these are general readings. If you would like a personal reading, you can contact me at my website, SunGoddessAshley.com, where I offer tarot, Vedic astrology, and dream interpretation consultations. I'll leave a link for that in the description box below. So these are the 4 piles that I have for you. So the first pile is going to be the reindeer. The second pile is the music note. The third pile is the musical instrument, and the last pile is this sprig or this tree here. So go ahead and choose whatever pile you feel most drawn to. If you want to watch all of them, that's fine too. Otherwise, just go ahead and focus on whatever pile is calling out to you, and that will be your message. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started with your December 2020 readings. All right, so if you chose pile 1 with the reindeer, these are the messages that I have for you. Let's go ahead and take a look what we've got here. All right, my fearless freedom lights up the world. Wow, coming in very powerfully, very strong here. I like that. All of the energy that's coming from the sun. The sun is all about confidence and power, personal power, and it just talks about fearlessness, right? So that's that confidence. Okay, free to shine, free to be yourself, lighting up the world. Self-expression and creativity is really what I'm getting for this. Let's see what we've also got. We have the King of Pentacles for the tarot. We've also got the 9 of Swords. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is all about, you know, your work ethic, how you work, your security, right? So he's mostly focused on security. There can be some concerns, there can be some worries here with the 9 of Swords. This is like maybe fearing the worst possible outcome or having anxiety, maybe some sleepless nights. There can be that element with the 9 of Swords, just sort of maybe even projecting fears into the world. And I feel like it has to do with the King of Pentacles here. Now, the King of Pentacles can be a circumstance. Like I said, it could be your finances or your work, or it could be about a person. Maybe there's someone that you know is going through some difficulties as well, or some worries. I maybe not even say difficulties, some concerns, some worries. You know, the 9 of Swords is very cerebral. It's very mental. So this is like, it's like almost seems flippant to say it's like in your head or it's all in your mind, but that's really what this is all about. The 9 of Swords card is like really it's in your mind. And things aren't always as bad as they seem with the 9 of Swords, especially if you're having some troubles during the day, or if you're, you know, like basically kind of worried about something or overthinking something or putting way too much thought into something. It's saying like get a good night's sleep, get refreshed, sort of reboot, recharge your mind. Things won't look as bad in the morning, right, when the sun comes up. So there can be that. It may just be an indicator just to not overthink things. Yes, so let's see what else you have here. Flow. Okay, so going with the flow, allowing flow, right? What I really like about this card is that you see this like this dial. It's like a nautical compass, a nautical dial. He is dialed in, okay? And this similar image here is actually noteworthy, where you see this sun behind him and you have the sun here. So You know, whether you're a male or female, I feel like you also might be embodying the King of Pentacles archetype, which is all about your stability, all about your security and, you know, the concrete things in this world, like, you know, finances and your to-dos and all of that. So it's like, don't go overwhelmed with the things, your responsibilities. It says go with the flow. Don't force things. You know, if something isn't working, just kind of set it aside, move on to something else. Like water flows, it goes around obstacles. It doesn't, I mean, it can sort of beat up against a rock and sort of slowly erode it, but it has this sort of natural tendency to kind of be gentle, not push things. And if something's not working, to just go around it. The 10 here is, I think, it's associated with the world. No, is it the Wheel of Fortune card? Yeah, the wheel. So things are always in motion. Things are always moving. So things change, right? So if you have a moment where you may feel overwhelmed or overthinking, it's saying things may change the next day. Your perspective may change. Things suddenly change for the better, right? And if it's, you know, if it's not where you want it to be, just wait, go with the flow. They will change. And you have this very bright sun card. The sun, you know, dispels the darkness, right? When at nighttime, when things seem really maybe overwhelming, or where you have more time to think, in the morning, it's like gives you sort of maybe clarity or peace of mind. It's like things seem smaller. The shadows don't seem as scary, right? You can see where you're going. Okay, so you've got the clouds. The clouds is definitely connected to this 9 of Swords, right? It's not knowing where you're going, not having that clear vision, right? Maybe a little bit of confusion or a little bit of, just lack of mental clarity, basically. And it's interesting, you see this like gentleman here. It looks like maybe the King of Wands. It's very interesting. It's all about your responsibilities and how you're taking initiative and drive and, you know, inspired action really is what this, you know, King of Wands is about. But that's not really what the card is saying. The card is talking about the clouds, right? So it's having sort of waiting for the clouds to part, right? So if there's a cloudy day, it's like there will be, you know, the sun shining through that eventually. So what it says here is clouds brightly shine, strung in precision. Life will be fine with firm decision. Beware of clouds, misty and obscure. Life cloaked in darkness is hard to endure. So we see that. We see that life will be fine with firm decisions. That's what the King of Pentacles does. He has this sort of practical mindset. He just knows what to do. And you're going to have some maybe ups and downs with the Wheel of Fortune, right? The wheel changes. It goes up, it goes down. So basically, if don't make decisions when you're in a place of overwhelm or concerns. Like, just wait for things to change, then make important decisions. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. Okay, so this message for you is about the talismans. Talismans of potency. Sacred tools and objects can become extensions of your energy field, focusing your power and intention, helping you heal the split between spirit and matter, bringing physical matter more deeply into light. Okay, there's that light reference again, right? And life. You are encouraged to work with sacred materials in a conscious way to help your own healing and enjoyment of the material world as a part of your spiritual practice. So talismans are sacred objects that you can use. Maybe these are crystals, maybe these are candles, maybe these are meaningful objects to you, right? So it says to use these maybe in your spiritual practice. And also, there's something else that I wanted to talk about with that. It says about focusing your power and intention. So intention is really, you can program, I guess, tangible items with intentions, and those items then carry that intention for you. Okay, so you can carry these items or belongings with you, and it holds that energy for you. So it helps kind of maybe remove some of these blocks. Okay, but I like that. It's all about, you know, bringing like becoming an external force, this positive energy field, using your power, applying your power. Okay. And then also the last two cards here are like just a love message for you. So this is more of like a poem. These cards are really lovely. So this says, true love is like a ghost who everyone talks about, but few have seen. So I really feel like this card is indicating about the value of true love and value in it being something rare, right? So valuing the types of love that you have in your life, the rare things, it's something that it's not common, right? So there may be something about your love life that you feel is maybe even everyone's talking about this, but you may have something that feels really special and rare. It's not something to just, you know, talk about because you're living it, right? Okay. I also have the give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. Anything that's worth having is worth putting effort into. And that's really what the King of Pentacles does. Like, he knows how to invest his time, his energy. And I feel like it's saying maybe if you're going through a difficult relationship circumstance in the month of December, it's like, don't give up, don't go into like despair or become, you know, like overwhelmed or despondent. It's saying like, just wait for things to clear up, because they will. Everything goes through natural cycles, and it's like everything kind of flows. So there could be a relationship issue that comes to resolve itself. Maybe you're just a little bit confused about where to go. And I really get this sense of like, just wait until things are clear. Okay. You don't have to make, you know, important decisions or feel pressured. You can take your time, right? Okay. So don't push, go with the flow. Use objects as well. Okay. So this was the message from the cards. I want to go ahead and roll the Astro dice for you and then draw up a quick chart just to get an additional message. Okay. So group one. Okay, so we have the 5th house. We have Virgo. And it looks like we have K2. I'm going to go ahead and use the K2. Normally I roll the dice to get like a Western planet, but I, you know, want to look at it from a Vedic astrology standpoint. K2 is the south node of the moon in Western astrology. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll with that. Right, go with the flow. I don't have a lot of space here, so this fits. You can see it all in the camera. I'm just going to draw a quick chart for you here. Okay, so the 5th house here is, we've got Virgo. And we have K2. So K2 is all about letting go, non-attachment. And I feel like it's not like letting go of what you have, especially when it comes to 5th house matters, such as love, romance, creativity, play. But it's almost like approaching something with freedom, allowing something to just, you know, grow on its own without having to have like, you know, control over the outcome. It's sort of like letting go of the outcome and everything will work out. And that's kind of what I was getting with the cards message. It was just like, just wait for things to clear up. It might resolve on its own. You know, things are going to flow. You're going to have some ups and downs possibly this month with 5th house matters. So if you have children, the children is also 5th house stuff. And what else is the 5th house? Creativity, play, enjoyment, entertainment. It's also studies, and it's also mantras. So, you know, if you're into that, this could be like a really spiritual time, because K2 is the spiritual planet. So it talks about like maybe spiritual mantras or chanting might help you, especially with that 9 of Swords cards. It's like maybe having like sleepless nights sort of things. Like listen to mantras, listen to chanting, listen to some maybe soothing music or sort of spiritual type music, right? Music comes from the 5th house as well, because it's all about that creativity. So we've got a Taurus ascendant here. Sorry for the sloppy drawing. But the Taurus ascendant is all about, it's a fixed sign, so it's fixed earth, right? And we did see that King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, technically I look at the kings as cardinal signs, but he could be a fixed sign or even a mutable sign. So the King of Pentacles is earth, right? He's all about practicality, right? Being practical about things. Being also very disciplined, diligent in his works. He's very good at time management. Taurus is more focused on earthly things like money and possessions, and so is the King of Pentacles. So there could be some worries about possibly finances, but I feel like things will work out for you, especially when you've got like the objects card, talismans, things like that. There's things of value, right, coming into your life. So use those tools, use those things to create more security for yourself. Okay, you may have a talent, or it's maybe even a practical plan that you're putting into action to help increase your abundance in the month of December. So, all right, it says approach everything maybe with detachment of the outcome, and I feel like everything is really going to work out on its own. So don't push, go with the flow. That's kind of your message, group 1, for the month of December. So thank you for watching this, and I wish you the best rest of this year, and I will see you in the upcoming 2021 videos. Take care. Be well. All right, so if you chose pile 2 with the music note, this is the message that I have for you for the month of December. Let's see what it says. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. So getting back on that, being guided back to that right path where love is central, right? Being loving, being that love, right? Learning about love as well. You have like maybe lessons. You've got the primary teacher. The universe wants to teach you things about love this month, I believe. With group 1, there was the sun element as well, which is about personal self-expression. And the sun is the natural ruler of the 5th house. 5th house is love, romance, that type of thing. So you may be, I feel like this could be an extension of the first group. Maybe this message kind of, that message may be moved into this one. But I do feel like there may be some lessons about love. Let's look at the cards. 4 of Swords. Okay, so the rest. Okay, rest, rejuvenation, restoration, basically. It's peace of mind. It's healing, actually. It's a card of healing. We see this person, they may have been sick or wounded in some way, and they are healing. Okay, we see medicine here. So definitely themes of getting well, right? And in the window, we see a very clear scene of winter where we have the trees and we have snow, like life is barren outside. It's like winter time, time to, where there's not a lot going on externally, and it's more focused on like internal stuff, right? So I sometimes see this card as can be like hibernation and rest and relaxation and downtime, where things are kind of just maybe more quiet and you need to be more still, possibly. Let's look at and see what the next card is saying here, the Hermit. Yeah, so again, this is a time for introspection, contemplation, just kind of being quiet. And a lot of you may be just sort of contemplating this whole year and how things have gone. This Hermit is seated. And we see in other decks, the Hermit is standing and wandering. He's in movement. But in this particular deck, the Anna K Tarot, he's seated. And so he's almost like chilling, right? He's looking back at the past too. He's facing the left, and the left is the direction of the past. The right is the direction of the future. He's got this candle that's obviously been sitting here for a while because the candle wax is dripping down, right? So there is like that light. You know what I find very interesting? The similarity between these two cards is that in the bottom right-hand corner, we have this object of meaning that brings meaning to the card. So you have the medicine, which is indicative of healing for the Four of Swords card. And you have the light, which is about sort of understanding and enlightenment, basically. Wisdom, the knowingness. So it's interesting that we have the bottom right. We have these two things. It's like taking some time to really heal and to really understand like why things happen. I think you're going to be more contemplative this month. So the light is healing. And you have this candle light here, which I feel like is like a small representation of the sun, right? Fire, flames, is like a small child of this flaming ball of light in the sky, right? But it's been sitting there for a while, so I feel like you've maybe been in contemplation mode for some time. Let's pull more cards here. Coming together. I love this. So the two, I think this is the Two of Cups. Two of Cups, I believe. Yes. They're holding a pearl or like a ball of light here. Energy. You've got help nearby. What I really like about this card is that you have support behind you, and in this card you have support behind you, so you're not alone, right? You're not alone in your healing either. We're all kind of, this year has been really hard for everyone as far as like health concerns, health and healing, and the ramifications of that globally. And I feel like we're all still in this together. We come together in love. So it's maybe sharing that, you know, in December, like sharing love with your loved ones, or like those special few people in your life. Okay, the next card, we've got the Cavalier. This is about news and messages and things coming in pretty quickly, actually. I think you may have been waiting for things to move forward, or waiting to hear some news. You might hear from someone that you haven't heard from in a while. The Cavalier comes riding in. So it says, heed well good news from the Cavalier. Impassioned views promise good cheer. Sadness that hides, veiled in the day, once disguised, soon flies away. So you're going to hear some really good news that kind of maybe gets you out of this sort of, you know, isolated sort of, you know, contemplation phase, possibly. It looks like things progress into like a better situation here with the cards, you know, moving forward. Maybe it's going through the month. It's like things start to progress or pick up. Anyway, you're going to be hearing some good news from somebody, or something that maybe brightens your day. Okay, so the last tarot or oracle card message we have here is the rising sun. A dark phase and struggle is over, right? So we were seeing this healing phase, kind of contemplating about that, and then coming together and things moving forward. So I like the shift that I'm seeing for you, Group 2, for December. So a new phase is upon you, one of hope, glory, light, and triumph. So we have the light again here. We have the light here. We have the light here. We've got light here. Okay, perfect. It is won through boldness and persistence. You have been through so much, right? And now victory is upon you, beloved. For the divine solar child, a new consciousness within you is born. Okay, I love that. So you have been through so much. You've been through the toughest time, right? And it's really here about kind of moving forward out of that. And having shared blessings and shared harvest with somebody. I think that's really important. You're going to experience that this month. Okay, so these two cards are a message on love. Let's see what we've got here. This is actually more of like a poem. It says, for hearing my thoughts, understanding my dreams, and being my best friend, for filling my life with joy, and for loving me without end, I do. So some of you may be ascending to like a deeper level of connection this month. And I feel like, you know, the I do could be a wedding or something official, or kind of, you know, a decision that's made for the better about a relationship. You might hear from someone that they've decided they're going to move forward with you in a positive way. So you're going to be hearing something that's good, and it just feels like there's friendship at the foundation of maybe a love relationship. You've also have good friends around you. Okay, there's this best friend element. You're going to feel heard. You're going to feel understood, and you have that support that I was seeing here. Okay, last message on love: honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together, right? It is the holidays. So you're going to be together with loved ones, and you will share that special time. So you're not going to be alone. It says like you will have that loving connection that makes life so, worthwhile and meaningful. You're going to be learning something about love this month, I believe. And it can be all types of love. It doesn't have to be romantic love, although it can be. But I feel like this is like going to be a really special holiday season. You might have some difficulties, or some, I don't know if difficulties is the right word, but it looks like you're healing for the first part of December. Okay. And then it comes into a more kind of loving and kind of cozy and fuzzy sort of feeling here towards the end of the year. So this is a really sweet message for you, group 2. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and roll the Astro dice and see what comes up for you. Okay, so this is your astrology message. Okay. Oh, that's funny. We have K2 again. So I mentioned it might be an extension of Group 1's reading. We have this repeated K2, which is the south node of the moon in Western astrology and Vedic astrology. It's K2 is like a spiritual planet, okay, or a shadow point, really. So we've got the sign Leo. Okay, so Leo's coming up pretty strong in the 11th house. So also that's the house of Aquarius. So we've got Leo Aquarius axis, possibly. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw the chart for you. So the 11th house is Leo. We're going to go ahead and create that this sort of, makeshift astrology wheel here. Okay, so we've got the 11th house here, and we've got the Leo sign. Yeah, so this would be Virgo and this would be Libra. So we've got a Libra rising chart here. Yeah, so relationships might be key for you. That 2 of Cups, I really do feel that. I feel like you're going to be partnered up. I feel like you might enter a more serious or more committed phase of your relationship if you're in one, or maybe just have more of that commitment for people. I feel like you're going to feel more like they're present in your life, like you have that support, right? Because Libra is all about balance, and you can't have that shared blessing without the other person there. So it's definitely about that. Okay, let's talk about the 11th house characteristics, and let's go ahead and talk about K2. So K2 is about letting go. K2 is about not letting go of a relationship, but it's talking about letting go of attachments, unhealthy attachments. It talks about letting go of the desired outcome and just letting things, like let the chips fall. Let the chips fall where they may. So it's kind of just allowing things to be. K2 always removes things from your life that are not going to help you move on to the next stage or the next level. So it can be like removing obstacles for you. Now, the 11th house is all about dreams and wishes and gains. It's also your friends circle. It's groups and associations, affiliations. So some of you may be coming into like spiritual community where you're going to have that support. Some of you may have like a spiritual friend. I just see that K2 is like really non-attachment. So there's special people in your life that aren't really duplicatable. Like they're not just like, I guess, I don't know, run of the mill. They're like, there's special people, special friends. I really do see that. And Leo is a very, very like loving and generous sign. I do feel like this is like kind of an extension of the first reading as well, because the first one had the 5th house, which is Leo, and it's across from the 11th house. We also have the sign of Leo, so it's kind of like a flipped message here. So I do feel like there's going to be like a higher level of commitment, and it might be like a more spiritual connection that you're having with a friend, or maybe a friend becomes a lover for you in December. There could be like that as well. I'm kind of picking up on that, actually, where something deepens, something becomes more meaningful with a friend. Could be in a romantic sense or otherwise. But I think you two are in harmony together. And I just realized the kind of the pun of that, because you have the music note. You chose that music note. So you're making music together. You're harmonizing, right? You and someone else. And you have that Libra, which is all about balance. And they're very complementary, right? Okay, so this is the message that I have for you for December Group 2. Thank you for watching, and I'm wishing all of you a wonderful holiday season, and I will catch you in the 2021 readings. Take care and be well. Okay, so if you chose Group 3, the musical instrument, this is the message that I have for you for the month of December. Energy flows where my intention goes. I love that message, actually. So we see like this kind of these fractal images and something that's being constructed, and we have like this bleeding energy that comes from that. So it's sort of running out. There's an overflow. So you might be constructing something, and in the process of creating this month, and it's all up to you. So I really do get a lot of like free will, and what are you intending? What are your intentions this month? Because that's the direction that it's headed. Okay, so let's see, you've got the Emperor. Okay, so he's like the person in charge, right? So he's a very powerful person, and he has the ability to change circumstances. He's got, you know, he makes his own rules. He doesn't make his own rules, but he makes the rules. He enforces the rules. But there's a lot of like self-responsibility. So it's kind of really saying it's up to you to kind of run the show this month. Kind of getting like this cool optical illusion here with the checkered floor. And I feel like that's very similar energy to what I'm seeing with all these patterns. I guess they're fractals. I think that's what they're called here. But it's kind of like under his feet. It's his foundation. So it's like the path forward is being built. It's being constructed as you're moving. Even though he's seated, it's like whatever you plan or whatever you're intending is being constructed exactly the way that you're wanting it to go. So ask yourself what your intentions are. You know, be aware of your intentions. You might already know. It's just a confirmation that it's going the direction, the way that you want it to. Okay, the Knight of Swords. Slow down with the Knight of Swords. I always feel like that. He's so courageous, though. He's so brave. He's, you know, ready to run into a burning building. And it's, I feel like with the Knight of Swords, there can be a little bit of recklessness or maybe lack of planning. So it's asking you to, you know, just pay attention to what your plans are. Maybe just stay focused and slow down and just kind of one step in front of the other, because you can't rush it. You kind of have to kind of allow things to build and grow one step at a time. You can't skip any important steps. And I feel like that's the message that's really coming through for you. The next is change your focus. I love this because it really goes into like her intentions. You see her looking forward, and whatever she's seeing right here, it's like her vision is cutting through the fog. It's very clear. She's very clear about what her intentions are, what she's looking at, what she's focusing on, right? So what you focus on and what you think about and what you intend is what you definitely will bring about. And you've got these birds kind of going in that direction that she's faced. So I definitely see that You have the power to move energy this month, very much. And you can change your mind at any time. The night's, you know, is very mutable. It's mutable air, so it can go in any direction, really. It can go this way or it can go that way. Whatever way you want it to go is the way it's going to go this month. And it's repeated here in all of these cards. I love how they reflect the same message. Let's pull another card here. The lilies. Oh, love it. Love the lilies. Such a great card. Lilies are white. Green leaves surround. The outlook is bright and passions will abound. When this card rests higher, it means good disposition. The card resting lower is a dubious position. Okay, so it's saying like higher intentions. What are your, like, focus, aim high, right? You know, we see this gentleman here, might be a king, might be the King of Swords, since you have a spade here. It's similar to the King of Swords, and I feel like this is like almost like the Queen of Swords energy. She looks like the Queen of Swords. She's like focused. If you look at the traditional Rider-Waite, you have like this woman who's in blue, and she is focused to the right. She is in the same position that this person is focused. And, or, you know, facing, I mean, and she's like, you have like the couple here of like the King and the Queen of Swords. Be very careful about your thoughts. Be very careful about your intentions, because you will create them. 100%. You have all the, like, all the swords people. You've got the Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Swords. So swords people are very logical. They're planners. The Emperor is all about the plans, the floor plans, basically. So going to the, it's like the blueprint. Very cool. You're constructing this energy. You're constructing the reality in which you want to inhabit, in which you choose to live. Spirit of Isis, beloved initiate, there are times to surrender and let go, but there are never times to give up. Persist with your bold faith and inspired action until the impossible happens. There's going to be a miracle this month. There's going to be something where that impossible does happen. It feels like it's impossible. It's not. Isis has the spirit of triumph and will never fail in her quest, no matter how bold or impossible it seems. Let her inspire you believe. Wow, there's so much mental power. All of your power lies in your mind this month. You're using your mental, like, mind magic to... I'm getting a buzz in my left ear, and usually when that happens, my guides are talking to me. So I feel like they're sort of chiming in. And they're saying, yeah, you're definitely skilled. They're saying you have those sort of talents to be able to create exactly what it is that you're focused on. Yeah. Okay, great. So these two cards that are remaining are a message for love for you. The first card is more of like a poem. I think they're just very beautiful. If each time I thought of you were a flower, I could walk in my garden forever. And we have the lilies, and we have the thoughts here. This is a very consistent reading, and I love how everything just really ties in. I like this. I like group 3. Last card. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay. Your friends, I think I kind of get like people of like mind, basically. Since you have the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, King of Swords, they're like all thinking the same. It's like your tribe, basically. I really do get like music as well. And not just because of the musical instrument, but I do feel like it's like listening. There's like something about listening and taking inspired action. Not just envisioning, but also listening to directions, listening to direction from spirit, and being that very clear source, that very clear channel, right? It's cutting through that fog, cutting through the veil almost, being able to pierce the veil to the other side where you can access spiritual knowledge. This is such a powerful reading. Group 3, wow. Okay, so it's all about your intentions this month. Let's go ahead and roll the Astro dice. I wouldn't be surprised if you got some sort of like air element. Okay, group 3. Oh, kind of went out here in the frame. Okay, so it's the Sun card, the 12th house, and Virgo. Well, I already know that there's no air element here, but Libra is going to be the ascendant of this chart. So it kind of does have like an air element to it. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is the 12th house, and we've got Virgo. So I always mark the ascendant or the first house here. It's a Libra chart. Interesting. This was the same ascendant for group 2. So Libra is a sign that's ruled by Mercury. Mercury also rules Gemini, which is an air sign, but Virgo is an earth sign. And we have the Sun here in the 12th house. Okay, the 12th house is the house of like spirit, basically. It's like the spirit world. It's also the house of letting go, loss, or just isolation, basically. The Sun is a very independent and very strong-willed energy. Okay, so it's all about like power. I really feel it's like spiritual power when you put those two together. Like the 12th house could be some sort of loss of like material focus. But I feel like when I mentioned you being able to pierce through the veil, that's really what I'm seeing here. The Sun really likes to shine, and we're in the house of darkness here. But the Sun in the 12th house can also be sort of shining light in the darkness, or having, a powerful spiritual connection. And the 12th house is also the house of like dormancy, right? Because it's about to head into the first house. So it's like about to manifest. There's something that's on the brink of manifestation. The Sun is actually very strong in the first house. It's a bit weak in this 12th. I mean, traditionally from an astrological standpoint. But I feel like there's something here to be said about bringing your focus, which the light, I mean, the Sun is light, right? The Sun shines that light. It shines, it's again, it's power and it's clarity, right? When you turn on the lights in a dark room, you bring something into light. And that transition from darkness to light is kind of where you're piercing that veil as well, and having access to like, the spiritual realm. So Virgos are also very, I wanted to say the word fastidious, but I think Virgos are just very, they're very practical. They're very skilled, very humble. There's a lot of humility there. And so it can also be the sign of like service as well. And with the 12th, so Virgo actually rules the natural 6th house over here, which is completely opposite the 12th. So there could be some sort of spiritual healing. There might be, miracles actually that come through this axis, right? Because you have the house of health and you have the house of sickness, and Sun is an indicator of health and vitality, health, and also just power, like I mentioned. But I really do feel like it's all about like creating focus, right? Being able to focus, being able to see with that light, with all the swords cards. It's just very clear, isn't it? So I think this is your message, group 3. It was a good one. So thank you so much for watching, and I wish all of you the best month of December, and I will catch you in the 2021 readings. Take care and be well. Okay, group 4. So if you chose the branch, the sprig, or the tree here, this is the message that I have for you for the month of December. I choose to learn through love. Okay, so utilizing your choices, learning, love, very much fifth house stuff here in the astrology chart. Very similar message as well with group 2, I believe, either group 1 or group 2. Yeah, about learning and love. So the next card we have is the Three of Wands, the Three of Rods in this deck. So this is about long-term goals, incoming energy, receiving what you've put out there. Okay, so it's like what you've put out there is coming back to you. Let's see what else we've got. Three of Pentacles. So we've got 2 3s. So this is, threes are about collaboration. Okay, group collaboration, working with other people effectively. And the Three of Pentacles can also just be about projects as well. So you might have work coming in for you in the month of December. It's like a new project or a new opportunity to utilize your skills, to demonstrate what you're capable of, to make money. It's a very supportive energy. When you think of like a 3, if you put like 3 sides together, it's a triangle, right? And triangles are very strong and supportive, like it's self-sustaining. So it's a stability basically. Okay, and I like this. It says like there's good things coming your way for projects and that sort. Okay, maybe even working with other people. But doing it effectively. Okay, so let's see another message here. Solar plexus chakra. So we have a chakra card, and this is the first chakra card we've gotten for the, pile messages. But the solar plexus is all about your personal power, your strength, and applying your will, right? Self-will. So it's kind of living up to your potential. That's what I'm seeing. And look at all this yellow too. Looks very strong, very powerful. It looks healthy. I just noticed that this is a third. It's a third card, 333. So we've got this angel number, 333. That's magic. That is magic. 333. By the power of 3 by 3, as I will, so mote it be. Okay. I like that. So you will create magic this month, and it's like golden opportunities arising, right? With that golden light. Okay, let's look at the next message, the lady. So this might be you or someone that you're working with. It could be a friend, a supportive friend, or someone that's like on your team. But what does it talk about the lady? It says, this charming woman with flowers in hand, as with the gentleman, her cards will command. The fortunes revealed, once the cards have been placed, unveil the fate that destiny traced. Okay, so there may be some element of fate and destiny, and it does look like flowers are representative of beauty and luxuries and just nice things, right? It's also attraction and just feeling good about yourself, right? So we get that. You're going to be in a very powerful position this month. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Mother of life. So we've got the mother and the lady, right? So very strong female presence that's coming through your reading. When life seems dry, depleted, filled with repetitive tasks, or simply stagnant and stifled, Isis, the mother of life, holds the ability to revive even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances in your life. Wow, that sounds bleak. Okay, so she calls to you now, seeking to bestow gifts of life upon you. Be bold and brave, open your arms and receive. Now, that is the first thing that we saw here. It's about receiving, right? It's incoming energy, receiving opportunities that are, beneficial for you. Okay, and even with the solar plexus chakra, we have this triangle, right? So I was actually mentioning the stability of like triangles basically, and I do see that here. So it's very powerful, it's very sturdy, it's very like, I guess, healthy, or in a way. Yeah, I like the bold and the brave here. It says there's a saying that fortune favors the brave, right? So accept what comes to you. If there's a gift that comes your way, take advantage of it. Don't sleep on it, right? There's an opportunity coming your way, and it's like, be confident enough to take it. right? Because if you don't, it'll pass you by, and Spirit will give it to someone else. So it's saying really you should accept the gifts that's been given to you, accept this opportunity that's been given to you to really shine. You will feel more confident from it. You will revive yourself through life. So maybe going back to a project or getting more work that comes through projects or group collaborations that sort of revives you, that brings you more hope, even more joy, more enthusiasm for life. Okay, what have we got here? So these last two cards are messages of love. This Lover's Oracle deck is mostly like poems, but they're very beautiful. If you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, it was truly meant to be. Now we do have that sort of boomerang effect of like sending something out and then it coming back to you. The Three of Wands. So something is definitely coming back to you that maybe you have let go in the past. Guess what? It's coming back. This person might be coming back. This opportunity is bouncing. You will be bouncing back, right? Reviving, coming back to life, making a comeback, right? You're choosing to learn. So it's about your choices and what you're willing to accept and what you're willing to bring in. Beautiful. And what's been consistent with all of these readings is about letting go of the outcome, the attachment to the outcome and how something is meant to be or how it's supposed to be, because it just all works out. Things fall into place. Last message about love, religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Now, this card can talk about like morality, can talk about values and morals that you have in your love life and keeping high ideals, high standards as well. Okay. It can be a belief system that you have, whether it's a religious, system, a belief system, a faith system. It could also just talk about having faith, right? Having faith in your love life, having faith that love will come, having faith that love will prosper, having faith that you will have the love that you need and that that you will be supported, right? You're getting 333 here. So it's obviously Spirit is telling you there's something very magical at play here. There's something very like almost like an effervescent sort of special energy that's coming for you this month. So accept it, receive it, don't doubt it, believe it, have faith. That's the message for you. Beautiful. I'm going to, I guess, like take that and run with it. I'm not sure what I'm really trying to say here, but I want to then do your astro dice. So let's see what we've got for you. Let me get the dice. All right, group 3. What's your astrological message? Okay, so you've got Uranus, which is the Great Awakener. You have the 4th house, and you have Gemini. Let's go ahead and draw a quick chart for you. This is just so, by hand, and my sweater keeps catching on these decorations. Okay. All right, so you've got the 4th house, which is this house right here. You've got Gemini. So that would be Taurus, Aries, Pisces. So this is a Pisces chart. Okay, now what do we know about Pisces? Pisces is the most spiritual sign of the zodiac, and it's all about faith, trust. Yeah, and it's also about beliefs. Now, Gemini is about communication, conversation. I mean, I think that's because it's ruled by the planet Mercury. So it's definitely a sign that's very much about movement and like restructuring, basically. And you have the 4th house here of happiness. I feel like you're going to have a breakthrough, right? Okay, so we've got Uranus here. The 4th house is the house of the mother. And we did get those cards about the mother of life. We also have the lady. The fourth house is the house of mother. So there could be something, you know, to do with your mother this month. Maybe you're connecting with her. Maybe you're going home for the holidays, and Uranus is a little bit of an eccentric energy. It's also a bit unpredictable, but this is your home base, right? So there can be some sudden changes that come in for you, but I feel like you're going to be able to like do both, like it's or juggle or balance, because you have like these dual signs here that kind of can do two things at once. Basically, you've got the fish that are swimming in opposite directions with Pisces, and you have the twins here. So there's this element of like duality or mirroring, basically. So you have the like mirror aspect, you have the communication aspect, you have a reflection as well, you and other people. Yeah, so expect the unexpected, but in a good way. I feel like you're going to have breakthroughs, breakthrough. I even feel like there can be some miracles as well, but especially I feel like there's magic. This is the thing for you. Yeah, so the fourth house is the house of comfort as well. Mental peace, mental clarity. You might have some sort of stroke of genius this month and go, oh wow, but something is definitely coming in suddenly. It takes you by surprise, and it's supportive for you in your foundation. You will be probably working with other people as well. I did see that collaborative effort. So that foundation is good to build on. It's going to be good. It's going to revive you. It's going to sort of shock you or jolt you back into life. And like, you know, it's exactly what you need. It's kind of that boost of energy, or that sort of surge of like, okay, creative power, creative spiritual power. And I feel like that's what the magic is all about this month for you. So this was your message for December Group 4. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I wish you the best rest of the year, and I will see you in the upcoming videos for 2021. All right, take care and be well.